Never stop learning. Never, ever stop learning. I remember when I was getting my helicopter license, my examiner said he was going to give me my license. He said, but understand, it's not a license to fly, it's a license to learn. He said, every time you fly, you've got to learn. And just remember, it's a license to learn.
Well, firstly, he's a very avid fly fisherman, and we fly fish often together on the Bow River in Calgary. He's a very competitive fisherman. He's far better than I am. So he loves that. He's a real passion for that.
Well, I think he values family first and foremost. Friends are very important to him. He's a very social animal, I'll call him.
Clive saw an opportunity, along with the other founders, to disrupt the industry by stimulating demand. And if you look at how WestJet rose to its success, it wasn't necessarily from taking market share, it was actually from stimulating more demand that otherwise wouldn't have been out there. In many respects, he democratized air travel.
The thing that made WestJet unique was Clive Beddoe.
We launched with airfares that were below the market at the time. The market would grow. We would fill our airplanes. Air Canada and Canadian would match our fares, undoubtedly. But the difference would be that we'd make money and they'd lose money. So we started in February 1996 and basically broke even within 3 months and were profitable in 4. And we really never looked back from there. I've always believed that people can put out far more than they think. And all it takes is to have the motivation, inner motivation to do it. So we created a profit-sharing program where we took a percentage of the profits depending upon how profitable we were. And we shared it with the employees. And for every dollar they put into the company, we matched it dollar for dollar. It was their company, and they're there to make it successful. And if it was successful, they would get to benefit enormously by it.
If you look at what he did, he started an airline with 200 people, but we're now looking at an airline with over 14,000 people. People genuinely trust him, and they like him because they know that he's got their backs.
The involvement with the Boys and Girls Club is very active. Their family puts on an event for the Boys and Girls Club every year in Calgary, and for every dollar raised, they match it dollar for dollar, and that's been going on for many years.
He's very passionate about education, the importance of education, and he understands that it's all about the youth. And it's imperative that the education institutions like BCIT are able to prepare the students for the future, which is going to be, I think, much more disruptive. It's much more competitive for students. It's imperative that they have the skills to be able to compete in a world that is flat for all intents and purposes.
I'm not a technologist. I don't have a technology background. But to see this facility, to see all the effort and built that's gone into training young people, and particularly in the field of aviation, where I've come from, is very inspiring.
He's, as I say, he's a very lateral thinker, absolutely determined, very focused, and had a clear vision of what he wanted to do, and he's done it.
I believe that Clive is a perfect candidate for the Honorary Doctorate from BCIT because of the values and the example that he has set. The one thing I'm stumbling over is calling you doctor going forward. Maybe I'll get used to it. Congratulations.
I think one of the most important attributes a young person can have is to be curious, ask questions, understand, learn. But it's how you apply it that matters. At the end of the day, you can learn by rote, you can learn from books, but it's how do you apply it, and how do you make use of it, and how do you show how you can use it better than the next guy. In the competitive world, that's how the world's going to see you.